Welcome to our Midsummer garden tour. It's a, let's say, cloudy afternoon. It's the 23rd of July and we're filming around 5 weeks. That's the difference with our previous videos. So we're gonna show you how the gardens look like. Thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoy it. So here we are in the middle of our wild plot, or let's say wilder plot. We've got some things going on, although it seems that the weeds are gaining the space again. But actually we know more or less the weeds that are here. It's kind of controlled, if you can say that about the weeds. But starting in a corner here, we're trying to get like cress establishing. So we have some cress plants around here, and as you can see here, the cress is surviving under all that vegetation. We were actually told that it won't survive, but it has like all the clovers, and we keep that part wet, so we try to kind of keep it alive until it can take off in winter. Then spinach is doing more or less okay. It's seeding at the moment. Actually, we haven't got much spinach out of it, but hopefully it will get established and get better with time. Then we have some lettuce. Nothing from our previous lettuce planting has survived. We had the mole going under all of it. We actually got some kind of a sound machine that is to keep moles out of the area. I don't know how effective this will be, but yeah, for now things are kind of growing, so maybe it's working. I hope so. Our flower bed is completely out of control. All the wild mint is flowering and it's full of bugs, and actually we don't plan to cut it until it's like completely finished, and yeah, we're keeping it that way. And then we have some new additions. I don't know what's the name of this one, but it came as a tiny plant. And then we've got these ones that are beautiful. We've seen them sold in the farmers market, and they're really nice. So hopefully it will be something very more or less spectacular. After all these ones have faded, we will have more flowers. Then apparently I didn't know what this was. It's like wild herb here, and from what we've seen, this is eventually mugwort, or how do they call it? It's from the family of the absinthe. Oh, actually, I can't remember, but I'm gonna put the name on the board. I haven't researched that yet, although I've eaten a couple of pieces of the leaf, and it's quite bitter, but I won't say it's unpleasant. Then the coreopsis, it's around here, in between all these, but apparently it's healthy, and you can see the stem over there, which is okay. Yeah, this is all mint. And then an amaranth. We've had these plants for ages. They have nothing to do with the other ones in the other plot. As you can see, these ones are baby greens compared with the size of the others. But yeah, we had the mole problem. So even if it looks flat, like under here, all the land was full of tunnels, and I think the roots of the plants would go down and they would find like a air pocket or something, and they won't grow any further. I don't know if that was the case, but it seems to me that now they're doing fine. And here's the machine. It's solar powered, and supposedly it's the sound that drives them away, so you don't really hurt the animal. Hopefully it will work. Then we have some wild lettuce going to seed. This one's controlled. Celery, and we have these peri-peri peppers, lettuce, cosmos, some dill. Hopefully it will grow this time. And then our yard-long beans that are going wild. We have to pick them. Chicory that went to seed and I have to cut. And then I'm planning to plant more dill and maybe okra too. It will be nice if I can get it established, the dill, and if it can reseed itself, because our climate is quite mild, so it might function, but it's yet to be seen. Then our chicories that are doing great, some herbs that now get more light. A cosmos blooming. This one was reseeded from the one that was here last year. And on the other side we've got, well, you can't really see, it continues looking like a jungle. It's not really tidy, but we have some, let's say, organization. Calendula, and we have basil, parsley. This is the parsley I planted on the 17th of April, the day of my birthday. This is my birthday parsley. It hasn't grown at all, but well, I'm still waiting. I'm a patient person. And I have some dill planted here. It hasn't no, parsley, sorry, that I planted here. It hasn't germinated yet. Then here is cilantro, and another one that These ones were planted not long ago. This is perpetual spinach that hasn't grown much since it was planted here, but hopefully it can do more or less well. We will see. Hey, this is a cherry tomato that was gifted to us, and there's another one that wasn't our neighbor that gave it to us. It's growing next to a wild lettuce, so apparently it's very happy. I mean, it's not big, but it has a lot of flowers and it has some fruit. Then a cucumber melon. The cucumber melon apparently has tiny fruits. And maybe in this setting with some bees and stuff, we can eventually get some fruit. I'm very happy about it. It was supposed to climb up this Galician cabbage that has fallen over here. So I will have to figure out a different place for it to climb. But yeah, it's spreading all over, as you can see. And I'm leaving all these native flowers so that the bees can find the cucumber melon too. That's my strategy. I hope it will work because I'm really anxious to get some cucumber melons. And then over there in that jungle we had rucola planted, not very successfully, because the grass took over. And not only the grass, then I have these zinnias that apparently reseeded from last year, because I had a zinnia here. We have these digitalis still flowering, but I'm gonna cut it. And then we have celery and lettuce bed and some peppers too, but the peppers don't look happy at all compared with the other ones that we have. These ones are doing very poorly actually. I always think that it might be the mole going under, but I don't know. Here we're going to have our first blooms on the edible chrysanthemum. We actually didn't eat from it. My idea was to let it flower, drop seed, reseed, well, more or less that sort of thing. I would really like to be able to create a space that the things can kind of manage themselves. It's not easy, but yeah, we're gonna continue trying. And we have, as you can see, some leeks planted, and more celery, more parsley, of course mint, and more lettuce, and reseeded zinnias, self-seeded. I haven't planted these this year, and yeah, you can see that this bed could have been better if most of the things had grown. I had rucola there, I planted dill that didn't come up, and we have our cucumbers that apparently this one was half dead, but it seems that it's coming back to life. I don't know. And a little bit more in this corner, these are tomatoes. and some zinnias and some mint, of course, that is taking over. I cut it, but it's happy, so it's coming back. And I have some more lettuce. I've recently weeded this bed, and you can see that's full of weeds again. But yeah, we're gonna try to keep more on top of the weeds, although some of them actually, like the clovers, I don't really want to weed them, because then you can find all the nodules on the roots and you kind of feel sorry that you're taking them out. So I've tried to cut them back, put as mulch. So we're gonna continue managing more or less in the same way. Then, and here in the middle, as you can see, it's the roselle. So I've got two plants. I have this one, and that's accompanied by the edible chrysanthemum and the leeks, and yeah, well, the clovers. And I have another one here that seems to be happier. They have grown very slowly, as most of the things here. And I have this Vietnamese coriander that is, well, it was worse some months ago, but yeah, it hasn't grown that much. It could have been better, but yeah, well. And another zinnia, this one is self-seeded. We have some dill that's growing, at least, and some other herbs mixed in there. And this is our turmeric plant. It looks happy next to the compost pile. I don't know if that makes some difference to it, but it came back. So yeah, that makes it a happy moment too. And yeah, with more or less this weedy, ragged look, it's what we have around. I have a lot of snake beans. As you can see, they're really big. I should have picked those several days ago, but we didn't have time. So yeah, that's for this plot here, and I'm gonna show you the other one too, and you'll be able to see the difference. We don't know whether it's the mole, if the weeds are the guilty ones. We manage the other one in more or less a similar way. We don't feed anything different. We water with the same quantity of water, but we've planted really closely together, and we didn't have the mole problem, not yet for now. So we're gonna see, and you're gonna see by yourself. So let's continue on the other side. Hello and welcome to a Midsummer tour of our plot. You could see how this space has changed in more or less 5 weeks, and we're gonna start the tour here with our aubergines or eggplants that are full of fruit actually. We've already harvested our 2 first aubergines, and one of them was totally huge. In between the plants here, we've got our okra growing. Probably it's not the best place for it because it's been shaded for some time. The thing is, apparently now it's gaining in height, and I'm happy about it because I wasn't feeling very well about transplanting it. And as well, I've cut the lower leaves of some of the eggplants, and I have to cut probably some more because they're already like yellowing, as you can see the one here at the bottom. And I've been pruning very energetically our basil too. But yeah, this bed is totally gorgeous. I thought it was us. Actually, in the other plot, nothing could really grow very well. But in the end, it's not us managing the place. It was maybe some other factors. I really don't know. But yeah, probably we're doing something right, because look at that jungle here. Yeah, it's amazing. We've got the tomatoes. We have several different varieties. This one is the only black cream we've got. It already has some fruit, and I pruned them the other day, but they have like these leaves that we have to remove. Then I have some green zebra, and these last ones are the tigerella. They seem to be doing well, quite well actually. And yeah, we haven't pruned them very hard, as you can see, but they have loads of flowers, so this will probably be a better tomato harvest than last year. And here is our tomato slash pepper slash multifunctional planting, because we've got parsley, lettuce. These are like jindungo or piri piri peppers. We have padron peppers, basil, leeks in a row here, and then we've got some beetroot. And you can see how this is. It looks more like a jungle. And this is our amaranth that is towering over everything. It's amazing. These have done tremendously well. Some of them I have pruned. You can see where I cut the stem, and that stem that was cut has shoot 1, 2, 3, 4 different other heads. So if we only had one, it would be quite successful too. And then this is our squash. This is a patty pan, and they have loads and loads and loads of flowers, but I have never seen fruit on them, and not yet. So yeah, this is kind of like after the amaranth jungle, we have a patty pan squash jungle. And then we planted the rudbeckia. It was supposed to be echinacea, but something happened on the way. And then we have a beautiful lamb's quarters plant that we're leaving on purpose, because we actually leave we leave some of the weeds so that we can eat them. I like lamb's quarters a lot. It's an excellent substitute for spinach, and yeah, this is one of our favorite weeds to eat, so we're leaving it to kind of get naturalized. And yeah, this is how this space looks like. Totally green, and yeah, apparently it's thriving. We've had some rain, at least a day of rain each week, and we water it too. So yeah, a happy space.